hi guys, it's Mariana, and today I'm going to be doing a book haul. This is my first book haul that I've done in such a long time. I'm first gonna start with the book hauls the books I bought while I was away. So like November, December, January. I got to get this show on the road because my current obsession is One Tree Hill. It is taking over my life and I am absolutely obsessed with it. I love Haley. Haley is me. Get into this haul. So the first book I have is Project Hail Mary by the author of The Martian. I do own The Martian. I have not read it yet, but I watched the movie and I really liked the movie. I love sci-fi and I have not tapped back into my sci-fi area, like my space opera sci-fis or my space sci-fi books. Next I have Jade City, which this cover feels a lot different than the other two covers. I bought this one because I just know I'm gonna like Jade. The what is this called? I know I'm gonna like this trilogy. I'm gonna be reading Jade. I started Jade City and I do like it. It wasn't the perfect moment for me to read it. And so, oh, the Greenbone Saga. That's what it's called, the Greenbone Saga. So yes, I bought Jade Legacy. I'm gonna be reading Jade City finally in June. I picked it for my TBR, so be on the lookout for my TBR videos. Very short. I'll try like something out new. I'll try like a something picks my TBR. Very excited for you guys to see that. So yes, I'm very excited to read this. Next I have Finley Donovan Knocks Him Dead. This is the sequel to Finley Donovan Is Killing It. I love the cover, but I'm a little disappointed just because, first of all, this cover does not fit on here right. That's a good reason why I'm disappointed. But I had a rainbow bookshelf and now I'm gonna have to fix it because I don't like to separate my book. Then I have the Ice Planet Barbarians because if you remember the era where I was obsessed with alien smut. These books are fun. They're fun to read and I love these covers. I wanted to buy the second one, but I could buy it at work, but I was not going to do that to myself and have to buy that in front of my coworkers, or my ex-coworkers, because I don't work at Target anymore. So alien smut, really good. They're coming out with 3 and 4. I'm waiting for them to come out 5 because 5 was the one with the black girl. I ate that one up. That was like the best one in the series, to be honest. I do like cover 4, so I might buy that, but I like these covers and it's fun. Like, if you like Ice Planet Barbarians, do not be ashamed to read them. It's literally about these aliens that kidnap this girl and then these other aliens counter kidnap them, but like to save them. So she falls in love with the aliens that like save them, and it's basically just like them like falling in love and coming together. And yes, weird, but it's fun and you shouldn't be ashamed of these books because they're fun and they're quick. They're very fast. Don't be ashamed of them. They're fun. And then I bought The Royals Next Door. I have been looking out for this book for a while and it seemed pretty interesting. It's about a bodyguard. It's about these royals that move next door to this girl, and I believe she falls in love with the bodyguard. Who doesn't love a good bodyguard romance? You know what I'm saying? Now on to the rest of the books. So I have Birds of California, which I am currently reading, and by currently reading I mean I read 1 page. So this one is about this girl. It's a romance book. I bought a bunch of romance books because I need more romance books for my romance bookshelf. I don't need them, I want them. And also I'm very lonely right now and I'm reading a lot of romance books, and as you guys know, during the summertime I read a lot of romance books, so I'm going to be having book boyfriends. So anyway, so Birds of a Prey is about this girl who is on this TV show, and something with her, I think they have like a reunion, and this guy who plays her older brother, she doesn't like the fame and stuff like that, and the guy who's her older brother does, and the show gets canceled, and they want a Birds of California revival because the title of the book is what the show was called. And I think it's very interesting because she's obviously gonna fall in love with her on-screen like brother, which that happens a lot in like Hollywood. Like a lot of like people who play siblings like will date, which I think is so weird. But like it's not that weird, but I don't know, I find that plot line interesting. Basically it's intriguing to me, so I wanted to read about it. Also, I just picked up any like books that had high ratings that like I liked the plot of. So I didn't just see, oh my gosh, this has high ratings, I'm gonna pick it up, but high ratings, and then if I liked the plot, so I picked it up. And I obviously looked into other reviews. I don't know, I have a problem with buying books that I already read. I would rather buy books that I haven't already read. So Rose Lee here by Marianne Zapata. This one I think was a small town romance. I picked this one up because I'm going to be doing a small towns romance recommendations video. So I like to do this thing where like I find a bunch of books and I read them, and then I kind of like put them in my video. So even if I don't like a book, I still recommend them. And this one is about this girl who something happens with her life and she has to move to this town, and this guy tells her that she can like live in the upstairs, and then the owner of the house, Rhodes, comes home. He's like, girl, who the fuck are you? And she's like, who the fuck are you? And then his son walks in. He's like, Dad, I rented this place out. And then he's like, all right, you can stay, but I don't want to see you on here, I want to talk to you. And then there's a romance. You know, Marianne is not a queen of long romances. And as you guys know, I just feel like, why does a romance book need to be 500 pages? What do you need to talk about in a romance books? And I love romance books, but I like them quick, easy, done. But also, I read really fast, so why does it bother me that this book is probably like 400, 500 pages? I will never understand. But my issue is just like, why does a romance book need to be 500? Like, oh yeah, slow burn. Listen, I've lived the life of a slow burn. It is not fun. Okay? Slow burns are good to read. They're not fun to experience. Season of Fears, the sequel to Middle Game, one of my actual all-time favorite book, Middle Game. So this is a sequel. I am scared to read this. I was gonna read this immediately, but I put it off because I saw all the reviews and I was like, no. It's gonna be a series, so I'll probably like wait until third book comes out and then read this one. I love Middle Game too much, and I just cannot. I have Out There. Gabby from Gabby Reads mentioned this in a video, and she said this reminded her of Black Mirror. And one thing about me is Black Mirror is my favorite TV show of all time. I love like science, I love like conspiracies, I love like things like that. So she said this is like Black Mirror, so I bought it. I didn't look any further into it. I just heard Black Mirror and I bought it. Alloy of the Law, because Mistborn Era 3 books are coming out in November. So I've already read Mistborn Era 1. This is Mistborn Era 2, and then the Era 3 books are coming out. So I really want to keep up because I want the other books, obviously. And these books are really small and like short compared to the other Mistborn books. So I should get through these like really, really fast. Like, how many pages is this? Like 200 or 300 pages? But either way, I should get through these really, really fast. Jurassic Park. I cannot remember when I watched the Jurassic Park movies. Okay, so here's the thing. I watched the Jurassic World movies because Nick Robinson was in them, and I'm obsessed with Nick Robinson. But then I actually really like the movies. And I wanted to watch Jurassic Park, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to watch Jurassic Park. They're kind of old. What if they're like not good? But then one day I was like really bored, and I was like, I'm going to watch the Jurassic Park movies. I was obsessed with them, so I decided to buy the book because I love the movies. You know, you guys, like I said, I love science. I like the idea of like dinosaurs and someone trying to like bring things back to life and like Frankenstein and this shit. So I bought it. I did not want this cover. I wanted the white cover because the second book has a white cover, and that's just my like Virgo things. And then here are a bunch of romance books that I hauled. So I have The No Show by Beth O'Leary. I don't even know if this is actually a romance book. It doesn't sound like a romance book. It just sounds like this guy who like basically invited these 3 women to come up with to go on Valentine's Day with them, and then he stood them up. Alright, I guess it technically is a romance because they all 3 want him. It kind of reminds me of John Tucker Must Die, but like they're not trying to ruin his life. I don't know, but I love this cover. I've never read any book by her. Her other 2 books just didn't sound interesting to me, but this one did. And I love this pink cover, and I love how it's drawn, and I like it. I have The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. I own her fantasy romance book. I haven't read it yet. And then under her pen name, she has these romance books. They're called I forgot what they're called, but I think her pen name is like Nina something. You can actually go on her K.A. Tucker's like author, and you can find her other books. But those books were bomb. They had good smut, like it had a good plot line. It was really, really good. I kept giving like some of those books 5 stars with like a series. So some have 5, some have 4, you know. So I decided, okay, why not check out her actual book? So I'm going to be reading this book. It's also a small town romance, and I wanted to broaden my horizons for my small town romance recommendations. This is every summer after, and this is about this girl who, her and this guy spend like every summer together at like a camp or something, and it's like dual timelines about the now and like then, like something happened over a summer and they stopped hanging out. So kind of like people we meet on vacation, and this one just sounded good. I really like the idea of like people being lovers when they were kids or like in high school, and then a person leaving and then someone coming back and then kind of like rekindling that. I love that plot line. It's like one of my favorites ever, and so obviously I want to pick this one up. I don't really think it follows that, but that's kind of the feel I got from it. I got Fool Me Once by Ashley Winsett. This is a second chance romance. Y'all know I love my second chance romances. I love a good grovel, I love a good grand gesture, and I love the banter. And I am creating a second chance romance recommendations if anyone's interested. I already have a bunch of books. I didn't buy this one for that. I just bought this one because I really like the cover and I love second chance romances, so duh. And this is by Ashley Winsett, the same author who wrote In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which I also want to read. And I think it's very interesting because this is her romance novel debut, and like In My Dreams I Hold a Knife is a thriller. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. And then I got The Best Thing by Marina Zapata. I think this is, I can't remember if this is not a specific trope, I just can't remember. Oh, this is also a second chance romance. That's what this one is. And then I want to get Hands Down, which is like a brother's best friend. This might also be a brother's best friend, I think. But yeah, another long ass Marina Zapata book. And then I got You've Lost a Lot of Blood, which I did try to read for Friday the 13th, but I just did not feel like reading it. I don't know why. I did get 35 pages into it. So yeah. And then I got Ring Shout, which is a world where the KKK are demons who wear white hoods, and I wanted to read this one for Juneteenth, which, you know, June 19th, blah blah blah. The black people got their independence allegedly, or are we never really free? Anyways, yeah, so I got this one because I want to read it for Juneteenth. And listen, y'all are about to eat me up, and I get that. I definitely talk shit about this author, and I'm a hypocrite, okay? I read this book in May and I loved it, and honestly I wasn't gonna haul this book, but I'm like, I'm not a liar. One thing about me is I'm gonna be really honest for no reason. I could have definitely just not hauled this book. I could have just said, oh, I read the ebook, but I'm very honest. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I do this all the time where like I'm like, oh, like you guys shouldn't read this author, and then like I'll read the author, and then I do it all the time. Anyway, so House of Earth and Blood, I read this. I originally gave it 4.5 stars, but I moved it up to 5 just because this book has been on my mind all month. I watched Carly Can Read's video, and I wasn't gonna read the book, so I watched Carly Can Read's video because I was just very curious. I'm a very curious person. Literally, curiosity killed the cat with me. I am so curious all the time, and so I watched her video, and the end had me gagging. I had to read this book. I had to read it, and like I really liked the friend group in the book, and I really liked the fantasy plot lines, and I really liked how Sarah J Maas actually has plot in her fantasy books, and I like that there's like a mystery going on and like something going on where everyone has to work together. I'm obsessed with the friend group in this book, and I bought this one. I got this one from Target, and it has the Rune extra chapters, so that's why I bought it. No, I'm a hypocrite. I definitely canceled Sarah J Maas. I still trying to figure out what I want to do about like the art versus the artist kind of thing. I don't really know, and so yeah, sorry to anybody who's upset. I definitely understand if you want, like, you know, subscribe, all that stuff. But then I saw like everyone else buying. I'm like, okay, well, if everybody else is doing it, why can't I? That's really not like, you know, like I get it, like, you know, if everybody else jumped off the cliff, would I jump off one too? Maybe. Speaking of people who should be arrested for stealing plot lines, Jennifer, I love how every time I talk about Jennifer Armentrout, I'm like, she should be arrested. But From Blood and Ash is one of my all-time favorite series. So yes, I got the latest novel in From Blood and Ash. This one does not look as thick as the other ones, to be honest. This is the most hated, and I'm gonna love it. Everyone hates, there's something that happens in this book that everyone hates, but I've been waiting for. And I just feel like if you stop reading this series because of that, you're a bitch. Okay, like, you're mad. First of all, if you just go read Sarah J Maas, just go read Twilight. Like, literally, Jennifer Armentrout like stole this entire series plotline from like Sarah J Maas, Twilight. Like, nothing in this series is original. And I just feel like you're a bitch if you start reading this series because you want to cry about something that happened. Go write your own book if you didn't want this to happen. Like, what the hell? Anyways, so got this one off Amazon. It came in today. It was supposed to come in the 5th, but it came in today, and I'm very happy it did. I was gonna record this video regardless, but I really love this cover, and this is what the rest of the series should look like. Like, this is what Kingdom of Ash, that white ass book cover that stands out. Yeah, this is what this one should have looked like. But I'm happy because these are like $30, and I'm glad I'm finally getting my money's worth. Because I mean, I know she was making these hardcovers herself, so I'm not really complaining. But like, there's something under the dress jacket. What the? This is a sign. This is a sign, girl. I think they let Jennifer Armentrout. We're besties. And there's a map in here. Finally, there's also like a name pronunciation, which is great. And then my favorite part is the art. It's very beautiful. I love it. I'm obsessed. I can't wait to read this and get into it. I'm trying to figure out like where the art is placed because somebody else showed a picture, not the same picture that I just saw. But yeah, and it could fit right here. I made some room for it. Look at that. Look how beautiful this is. And my Stranger Things Funko Pop. Anyways, so then I've already had this. Then I got Demon in the White and Kingdom of Death, and this is a part of the Sun Eater series, which I've only read book 1, but these books were selling out. Okay, so my camera died, so the Sun Eater series, I started like book 1, and then I had to buy the other books because they were hard to find, so I obviously needed to buy them because the hardcovers are selling out. But anyway, so the last books I have are the Zodiac Academy books 1 through 5. These books are shiny as hell. So I have book 1, and then I have book 2, which I ripped the cover of, and I have book 3, which I'm currently reading, book 4, and book 5. So I did start this series like last summer, and like I thought the first book was like okay, and then now that I'm like actually like into astrology, like reread it, and I like it a lot more. I don't really like read it for, I do like the romance, but I don't really like read it for the romance. I really just read it for the like astrology and stuff like that, because I do think it's like pretty good. But there is some things about this series that does irritate me. Like, I'm pretty sure these 3 books are like 2 weeks, and that pisses me off because like, why? But anyways, yeah, so that's it for this video, and that's it for all the books that I have to haul. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.